We will now discuss applications of Le Chatelier's principle to some of the physical equilibria. First of them, I'll discuss the effect of pressure on melting point of a solid. Since at melting point of the solid or freezing point of its liquid, the solid phase is in equilibrium with its liquid phase. So there exists this equilibrium solid-liquid. We further know that volume of the solid is less in comparison to the volume of its liquid. Now at this equilibrium state, if we increase the pressure, consequently volume will decrease, and as we have been studying throughout this chapter, that somehow or the other, if there is a decrease in the volume, equilibrium must shift in the direction which leads to the less volume or less number of moles of the substances. So what will happen? On this equilibrium, on increasing pressure, volume will decrease. Decrease of volume is towards the reactant side, that is towards the solid side. Therefore, we will say that equilibrium will shift in the backward direction. Or we can say that more liquid would like to become solid at that temperature. Therefore, a new equilibrium state can be achieved if temperature is raised. It means on increasing pressure, the melting point of the solid will increase. But we cannot generalize this statement for every type of solid-liquid equilibrium. One very special exception of this type of equilibrium is equilibrium between ice and water. So, at 0 degrees Celsius, that is the freezing point of water, of course, at 1 atmospheric pressure, there is a equilibrium between ice and water, liquid. We know, on account of hydrogen bonding, the volume of ice is always more than the volume of liquid. It's the reverse case than the other solid-liquid equilibria. It is because the density of ice is low and that of water is high. That's why everybody knows ice floats upon water. Now, suppose we increase pressure on this equilibrium. As usual, volume will decrease, and consequently this equilibrium must shift in the direction which leads to the decrease of volume. That is, equilibrium will shift in the forward direction. So at this temperature, more and more ice will like to melt into water. Then, in order to restore or in order to achieve the equilibrium, what should happen? What should be the state of temperature? A new equilibrium can be achieved if temperature is lowered, so that excess water formed is converted back into the ice. As a result of this, we would say that here, on increasing pressure, melting point of ice or freezing point of water decreases. We have just seen, in case of other solid-liquid equilibria, on increasing pressure, melting point increases. But in case of ice-water equilibria, increase of pressure decreases the melting point of ice or the freezing point of water. Let us now discuss the solubility of a gas in a liquid. We know when a gas is dissolved in a proper solvent, there is a equilibrium as shown here, gas plus solvent equal to solution. We know the volume of the gas is large, and when it is dissolved into the solvent, the total volume decreases. Therefore, on increasing pressure, as usual, volume must decrease and equilibrium must shift in the direction which leads to the decrease in the volume. That means more and more gas must become soluble. In other words, we can say that increase of pressure will increase the solubility of a gas. Third point is effect of pressure on boiling point of a liquid. According to definition of the boiling point of a liquid, it is the temperature where the liquid phase is in equilibrium with its vapor phase. As usual, we know the volume of the liquid is less in comparison to the volume of vapor. Again, if we increase the pressure, volume will decrease, and therefore equilibrium must go in the direction which leads to the decrease in the volume. Therefore, this equilibrium will shift in the backward direction. That means more vapor will get condensed into the liquid phase. Therefore, a new equilibrium can be achieved only at a higher temperature. In other words, on increasing pressure, boiling point will increase. Finally, we want to discuss the effect of temperature on the solubility of a solid in a solvent. Two cases arise here. The first one is A. If the dissolution is exothermic, that is, solid plus solvent equal to solution, and delta H is a negative quantity. An example of such a dissolution is the dissolution of lithium sulfate in water. In such a case, if temperature is raised, then equilibrium will shift in the backward direction. B. If the dissolution is endothermic, which is the case of many ionic solids when dissolved in water, for example, sodium nitrate, potassium chloride, etc. Here, on increasing temperature, the solubility of the compound in water will increase.